Good brightly and effulgently Thursday morning to everyone. GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com. Superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic, 24 hours a day on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. This is the daily video forecast discussion for this beautiful Thursday morning here in the northern mid-Atlantic, the 16th of April, 2020. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. And I always have music in my head every morning when I wake up. This morning it's Paul Simon, Dazzling Blue. Yes, we're living under dazzling blue skies this morning, and it's quite chilly too. We have some frost and freeze warnings in effect for this morning, which continues until 9 o'clock. Obviously, the temperatures this morning are in the low to the mid-30s in the northwestern New Jersey sections here of Sussex, Morris, and parts of Passaic County here into Warren County. We have a cold front coming through this morning, so temperatures are going to be quite chilly later, and we've got the frost and freeze warnings extending into the entire region for tonight and tomorrow morning too. But looking at the minimum temperatures this morning, waking them up, we've got temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s here at High Point, and also at Sandyston, and also in Walpack. Temperatures this morning at about 34 in Charlottesburg, 35 here in Parsippany. Other temperatures around the coast here in Oceanport at 42. And at temperatures in southern New Jersey around Atlantic City Marina at 46, and in Cape May this morning, West Cape May at about 45. And under those skies, we have winds that are basically running about 5 to 10 miles an hour around the region, and they're all out of the west at this point, so it's going to be a beautiful day. We have some wind gust here, basically 5 to 15 miles per hour across the region. iWeatherNet storm browser this morning. Look at how cold it is here across North Dakota. Let's move this down. Temperatures here in the 20s this morning, and well, it's cold. We've had some snow here in the Berkshires this morning with this cold front and disturbance moving off of the coast of Providence and Boston right now. Some lingering showers here with this old frontal boundary across northern central Florida. There's a few lightning strikes in here, but nothing major yet. But this is gonna increase as the insolation of the morning gets going. Meanwhile, this morning we have temperatures all the way into the 30s here into the deep south. Little rain showers here around just south of Austin. And yeah, we have some rain again coming into the west coast as well. If we took a look at some of the lightning strikes, we have a few, mostly offshore the west coast here into the Gulf of Florida here. And let's see, what else do we have? Well, we did the temperatures. Let's do storm reports. A little bit of snow this morning showing up in the Adirondack Mountains here into New York as well. Just some little light snow as this disturbance minors out here off the coast. Now back here we have a little bit of snow that's falling out throughout Pennsylvania, and also in Youngstown, Ohio, coming off the Great Lakes with our wind direction. We can see our wind direction here coming off from the Great Lakes, so we have some light snow flurry activity there. Let's move on over here, and we have some storm reports here for snow in Colorado. A little bit of snow here in the Des Moines, Iowa area and south into Springfield, Illinois here. And of course, some snow reports this morning are coming in from Wyoming into Colorado. And well, you know, again, this is all minoring out, and some precipitation again. Some of this is not reaching the ground, but this here is in the Sacramento area. It's a little bit wet there this morning as well. Into the wonderful low-level water vapor we go. There's a lot of dry air in place here across the northern mid-Atlantic, but a weak cold front coming through, and there's another cold front behind that. We have some precipitation here, maybe some snow here in the Adirondacks, and that's exiting. Here is another cold front, and here's another one here, and another one there. Another one here, another one there. Here's our system producing a lot of lifting and some snow out here across the mid-high plains. And of course, new precipitation, which is from an offshore storm system here off of the west coast. It's already bringing upglide precipitation into California. The rest of the country looks pretty cold indeed, but dry, very dry air in place. Here's our precipitation along that stalled out frontal boundary here over northern Florida, and I suspect that this will increase again in activity, maybe not as severe as it was yesterday. We did take the day off from video forecasting yesterday, I spent some time doing other things for a change. Yeah, could you imagine? And from one of the pages here on Garden State weather, you can see the clouds coming in with this cold front now. It's a weak cold front, but there's cold air advection behind it. So today's temperature is going to be below average. In fact, the next several days with a series of cold fronts coming through, it's going to be below average for this time of the year, but mainly dry until we get to Friday. And that's where things change. Right now on the infrared channel, you can see the broken cloud decks, the mid and high level clouds across the region as this cold front makes its way in to the area and passes off the coast this morning. As far as precipitation goes, there's not much. I mean, there was some over the Adirondacks, and it's heading out over the coastal waters of southern New England this morning, and there's a little downwind precipitation, maybe some snow here because it's cold enough for that aloft, off of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario here. WeatherRoanoke.com, digital atmosphere software, I don't know. They've been having problems the last couple of days. This morning, it's delayed by another hour, but here's the cold front that you can see coming through the area this morning with the northwest flow and westerly flow behind it as high pressure builds in across the upper Midwest into the eastern seaboard. Here's our old stalled out frontal boundary here in Florida, and here's our shower and thunderstorm activity here. Comes a new system into the southern plains with some snow and rain. And then, of course, some precipitation across California as well with a new storm system coming in. And this is the large-scale view of the continental global scale here in the North Americas. Here's our upper-level low spinning off the California coast that we talked about with some upglide precipitation here. Here's the snow across the northern plains here. Here's all the dry air and cold fronts coming through in the northern stream here across the eastern United States. Here's our old frontal boundary. This is a jet structure, and here the frontal boundary is down in here. And new energy is reviving itself in the subtropical jet stream, getting ready to get into Mexico and Texas in the southeast during the next day or two. So things are going to get quite interesting. And here's another storm system, a bigger storm system here, well off the west coast, west of Hawaii at this point. Well, this is going to be updated later today on Thursday from the National Drought Mitigation Center, the University of Nebraska. Here is, in Florida, they need the rain, believe it or not. It's been very, very dry over many portions of Florida. Moderate drought or abnormally dry here on the southeastern coast around West Palm Beach, where my friends live, and across the deep south here, as well into Texas, southern Texas, where an extreme drought, is happening right now. And of course, above normal dryness and moderate drought continues over the western United States into the Intermountain region. And with all that cold air coming in, we have some national hazards here across the area this morning. Into tonight and tomorrow, we have some freeze watches and freeze warnings. These are freeze watches, actually, again, for tonight and tomorrow morning, extending all the way here through New Jersey, southeastern New York, parts of Connecticut, southern Connecticut, that is, New York City, Long Island, most of New Jersey, and southeastern Pennsylvania into the Virginias. Now, this back in here is freeze warnings here across the Ohio and Kentucky River Valley here. And of course, north of that, we have some winter weather advisories and some winter storm warnings here as this area of disturbance moves east into this area. And of course, the continuation of the melting snow across the northern plains, and of course, the melting of all the snow and the rain down through the tributaries and the rivers here along the Mississippi. And the past 24 hours nationally, we've had about 1 to, I don't know, maybe 2 inches of rain here off the east coast here, southeastern, the southern mid-Atlantic and portions of northern Florida. And some lighter swaths of rain, maybe, 1/10 of an inch or even less than that across central and southern New Jersey, and also through the Appalachian Mountains. The 6-hour analysis shows some of that precipitation again across Pennsylvania into New York State. A little bit lighter here this morning across northern Florida, and some of that precipitation across the plain states as well over the last 24 hours, about less than a half of an inch of rain or so. And some of this, obviously, is in the form of snow. And speaking about snow, we've had a couple of inches here across the upper Midwest and the high plains here, which is associated with the storm system coming in from the plain states and upper Midwest here moving east. And of course, all the cold air advection. We've had some snow here across the upper lower Great Lakes and just north of the Ohio River Valley here into western New York, and also over the Virginias as well. High temperatures today are going to be quite chilly here across the northern and central plains, all the way into the eastern and northeastern United States where it's warm. Obviously the southern mid-Atlantic, all the way through the southwest and interior portions of California, all the way up to the northwest here of Seattle. Again, the warmest spots, central and southern Florida, you guessed it. Tonight's minimums for Thursday morning, obviously quite chilly here in the northern plains, and again through the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Ohio River Valley, and the Northeast. The warm spots again for overnight lows where it's not going to drop down into lower than the mid and upper 70s here would be southern Florida. New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia I-95 corridor, high temperatures using the National Weather Service's Digit database and the blend here you see for today. I've got sinus issues, by the way. Yeah. It's springtime. So upper 40s to low and mid 50s. This is like 10 degrees below normal for this time of the year. Tomorrow's not that much better. It warms up across the south a little bit, but to the north, it's still below average. Saturday, still below average again, with another frontal passage after the rain comes through. Temperatures in the upper 40s to low and mid 50s. Things warm up nicely again by Sunday. Temperatures in the upper 50s to low and mid 60s. It looks chilly around here again next Monday with another frontal passage, upper 50s to low and mid 60s. And Tuesday of next week jumps back up, upper 50s to low and 60s, mid 60s again. And that continues the trend for next Wednesday, next Thursday, next Friday, and next Saturday, the 25th of April. And we'll use the NAM guidance for the next 60 hours here, which takes us out through Saturday afternoon. We'll start off with this morning with the cold front coming through. And then a break in the action, some mixed cloud cover. Here's the next disturbance. Here's the rain and snow showers coming in from off the lakes here on this northwest flow. Should minor out a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if areas here around the Poconos could see some wet snowflakes or dry snowflakes actually, or graupel in the air this afternoon with the cold, steep lapse rates in place. We'll show you that in just a moment. And then that minors out, and here comes the system over the Mississippi Valley area into the western Pennsylvania, the Great Lakes area on Friday morning and Friday afternoon. And that means a little bit of rain and snow showers across the region on Friday. Mainly the rain will be more prevalent across most of the region, except the New York State region and maybe the northern northeastern half around the Poconos where some snow could fall. It's not going to be heavy, and then the cold front comes through with that precipitation ending, and skies begin to clear, but temperatures are going to be quite cold again on Saturday, and as a result, the winds are going to ramp up with the new pressure gradient coming in, and this takes us into Saturday afternoon with that wind coming in out of the northwest once again. Some pretty chilly air here with the low-level overlaid with the low-level lapse rates overlaid with the precipitation, and we can see, you know, we're 6 to 5.5, 6.5 degrees Celsius cooler than we should be. Those low-level lapse rates. The mid-level lapse rates are even colder than that as we head, you know, further west here. So some of these snow showers could make it into northeastern Pennsylvania, but everything else just minors out. Pretty dry day with downsloping west winds across the northern mid-Atlantic. Visible satellite of the New Jersey, New York City I-95 corridor this morning shows the cold air with the cold front and all these puffy cumulus clouds and striations coming in from off the mountains on westerly winds here as the sun is coming up and the satellite is passing over. So that's going to do it for the morning edition of the Daily Video Forecast discussion. We'll be back later this afternoon. I have to take my allergy medication. For GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. Have a fantastic Thursday. Do dress warm out there.